This is about building a business that is a palace, not a prison. And we have built both. And I prefer building palace-based business. If you want things to change, you have to change how you show up. You came here for self-help, that it does not end up being self-help, right? And implementation will take care of that. If you look back at history, on August 11th, 2001, I can guarantee you, nobody can tell me what you were doing, what was happening on that day. But if you forward a month after, September 11th, 2001, I know exactly where I was at. I know who called me when the planes hit. I know what I was wearing. I know what channel I turned on. I know what room. I remember the smell of the room. I remember the person calling me. I remember what I did after that. Information without emotion is rarely retained. The 5 levels of living is basically your dream life, and your dream life equals fulfillment. The very first level is time poor, money poor. That is a draining life. Level 2, you're time richer, but you're still money poor. And that is a delayed life. Level 3, you are money richer, but you're time poor. That is a demanding life. Level 4, you are money rich and time rich. That is a designed life. Level 5, you are money rich, you're time rich, and you're purpose rich. That is a dream life. Up to 22, for me, level 1, I was time poor, money poor, draining life. Going to school, do the traditional stuff. Both me and Phyllis, when she graduated from 22 to 24, started working. I started working from 22 to 31. We went to level 2, where we were time richer, but we were still money poor, definitely money poor, because we got in all that debt. Fast forward to 2005, when we decided to start our business, 2005 to 2020, we moved up to level 3. There was such a demanding life to build our business as operators. 2020, when we shifted everything to have a freedom type life, go wherever we want, stay as long as we want, bring as many people as we want. That first year, we went to level 4, money rich and time rich. That is a design life. From 2021 till now, we are living in level 5, where we are money rich, time rich, and purpose rich. That is a dream life. I got a call from my mom this morning. I was crying. My mom's in Laos right now, and my aunt, who's like a second mom to me, I remember as a young kid, I used to run over to their house, and she'd always cook something. If I didn't have money, I'd always go over to her house. She's got cancer. She lives in Minneapolis, and she's like a second mom to me. In Bronnie Ware's book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, regret number 2 talks about, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I hadn't traded my life for a paycheck. If I look at my aunt, like all 5 of those regrets, she hit them all, right? The unfortunate part, she is going to die with all 5 of those regrets, quite honestly. And it does hit hard when it's that close to you. That's why I always reference this book, because number 2 is about people trading their time, which is essentially trading your life for a paycheck. And that's what we're here to actually avoid. I want to dive into the 4 levels of wealth, because the 4 levels of wealth, your dream business equals financial wealth. The lowest level of wealth, level 1, which is muscle. Muscle is where it's implementation. You're the only one that can do it, right? And your profession now becomes your prison. That question that's asked, who do you want to be when you grow up? Your answer creates the box. You're doing then to become that identity that you actually chose becomes your prison. I chose engineer. That question was asked to me when I was 8 years old. In the 3rd grade, it was career day where they're talking about careers and jobs and all that stuff. And I chose engineer. From the age of 8 to 31, for me, it was all muscle. It was all about doing whatever it took to become an engineer. And I discovered that at 31, that muscle is not the way to wealth. Implementation, doing everything, trying to become somebody you're actually not, is not the way to wealth.
I have so many stories to share with you. I think my number 1 muscle job is I went door to door selling Bibles when I was in college. One summer, 7 car accident, and I make 7 grand. Definitely muscle. I work 12 hours a day, and thus I fall asleep behind the wheel. Mom wanted us to become a computer science engineer, and then I realized that's just not what I wanted to do. Communication is really where I need to go. I got a really good paying job compared to all the college graduates, but the one question I ask is, how long before I can get a pay raise? They say every year. How much? A quarter. At that moment, I was like, a quarter? Every year, I only get a raise for a quarter. I don't think I'm gonna do this. I cannot see my future. I do not want to not live the American dream because I came here for American dream.
It's not about the money that you make, it's about the speed in which you make it. So you actually have more time to actually enjoy it. $2.4 million combined 69 years. When he passed away, me and Phyllis were able to give him his best 11 years, the best years of his life, because we were in a position to. But I can just imagine if we weren't, how his last 11 years would have been. Muscle is not the way to wealth. Level 2 is management. It's still implementation, but it's now implementation through delegation. You're moving from your dream job to your dream career. You're not in solitary confinement anymore in your own cell. You're in general population, but you're still in prison. It's just a bigger prison. I was 31 years old. I remembered the exact day of me transitioning from an employee to an entrepreneur. I was due for a raise and a promotion, and the chairman of the board came and spent the week there at the company, and we went out to a couple of dinners. They gave me the promotion. They also gave me the raise. But I also spent 3 days with all three of these gentlemen, and I really got to know them at a much more personal level. I remember sitting there and I looked at all three of these gentlemen and I said, I don't aspire to be any one of these three people. The chairman of the board had been divorced 5 times. My CEO didn't have a great relationship with his family, his kids, his wife. My boss was actually cheating on his wife at that time, and I knew about it. So I didn't aspire to be any one of these people. If you did not come from a wealthy family must come from you. If you don't build your dream business, someone will hire you to build theirs. From 2005 to 2020, when I did transition to be an entrepreneur, I also identified that we were actually in our dream career as business operators, not business owners. All we were really doing in those 15 years was really just managing products and people. That's why we were at this level, and that's why we never hit $1 million. I was managing products and people. I was also doing sales. And if I stopped selling, if I stopped at all, took vacations, whatever it is, revenue stopped. So that became a prison. When Alexander was 1 year old, they came to the US to visit for the very first time. We took a month off to be with them. I stopped working and my revenue stopped. So it became a prison. We're in Vegas and me and my wife were sitting there. I'm like, honey, we're running out of money. I need to go back to sell. So I went back. We spent 2 weeks in Dallas first. We flipped the schedule around and I went and just crushed it for 2 weeks. And then took the rest of the vacation. The other prison story I have is my real estate business. If I stop walking properties, if I stop raising capital, revenue stops. My active income stops. My passive income stops. Everything stops. So that's a prison business. A prison business relies on you and people. A palace business relies on roles, systems, and processes.
My family member was telling me that everything is a responsibility. Managing is a responsibility. I need to manage. I need to take care of everybody underneath it. I have a very giving energy. I love to take care of people. And at that moment, I always take care of other people before I take care of myself. It's really hard to say no. It was impossible until I put the work into it on who is the dream self that I want to be. I didn't make the money that I wanted to make, even though I'm a manager. I still remember one time I was calling my mom and said, hey, can you borrow me some money? Even though everything looks good, I was just helping so many people out that I just don't have the money. When my mom had the breast cancer, stage 3, during the whole treatment, I could not go home to take care of her. Even though we make better money, the guilt and the shame, how can I not able to do that, was so overwhelming. And made me reevaluate, am I really on the right path? Because if I'm on the right path, I should be able to just pick up and just fly back to see my mom. And there's no repercussion today. I'm hanging out with my mom. I just had breakfast, lunch, and dinner with them, right? Almost every single day. This trip, I'm going to be celebrating 3 birthdays. My godmother, my godfather who raised me, and my mom who birthed me, and I'm not missing any of the birthday. Before, I couldn't do that because I was in the wrong management mindset. Are you getting yourself a very expensive managerial job? Are you getting yourself a very expensive job instead of being the real entrepreneur where you can do anything you want at any given time? If you really calculate how much time I spend in my business, I think working at McDonald's is making me more money.
The management level is also not the way to wealth either. Level 3 is the mind. This is the education level. This is where you extract what you know, what people come to you for, what people ask you questions about all the time. This is your dream offer. This is where your passion breaks you out of prison. We're so conditioned to trade time for money, right? And we don't value us, that we actually are the offer. They don't buy your offer, they buy you. And if they want to inspire to be like you, they're going to say yes. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is show up authentically in your essence and who you are, and the right people will buy. All of us have sold high ticket offers. So from today on, I want you to stop getting in your own way to make offers. Making an offer is not about convincing people at all. Making an offer is essentially sharing with the person you're making an offer to that your framework is the bridge. The pricing doesn't matter. It's the payoff that matters. When we launched our VA business, our coaching business in 2020, it was not a surprise that 2021, we reached $1.2 million. Mine is where you start building wealth at the third level. But where wealth truly lives is at the fourth level. The fourth level is mastery. Mastery is not just about educating people anymore. Mastery is about helping people transform. Mastery is transformation. That's what you sound. Mastery is your purpose that turns into a business that is now your palace. That's mastery. The Ikigai way is a Japanese philosophy that says it's a reason for being. The Ikigai way is your palace, okay? It's an intersection of four things: your passion, which is what you love; your profession or proficiency, which is what you are actually great at; your mission, which is what the world needs; and your vocation, which is what you can be paid for. From 2021 to present, that's why we're actually been able to reach over $15 million in revenue.
The dream business is the business that deep down, your mess become your message. Before we got to our VA business, we almost become a relationship coach because we almost got into a divorce and then we healed from it. I grew up without a full set of parents. Mom went overseas to work. That was a drug addict. So I grew up without parents. When I wanted to do the marriage counseling thing is because I want to make sure that the kids can be with their parents. What I truly want is I want the little fellas who were growing up no longer be alone anymore. The little fellas would have their mom and their dad at any recital that she's attending, any events that she's at. The parents will always be there. That was my deep down desire. And that was the part that I was missing when I was growing up. And because of that, I started this business. And because of that, I have my dream business. My mission is like, hi, everybody, you can do this too. You can have it all without doing it all. I can show you how to do it. It's not just hiring one or two virtual assistants. It's a whole thing, right? It's the right business with the right mindset, with the right sell, with the right team, with that right process so that you can walk away and everything's still gonna run. If I get hit by a truck tomorrow, can my business still sustain my family for the next 5 or 10 years? The answer is yes. The dream business really motivated me, really pushes me to become who I am today, because this is not who I picture I am. I have this framework that ease, grace, and play framework. It is got to be easy, and you got to trust the grace, and you're just going to have playful energy. Your business will grow like the feather. You just blow, and you just go further and further.
When all four intersect, that is your Ikigai. That's where you then become your in flow. That is where the palace lives. A business built at this intersection isn't work anymore. It's a calling. So to close this off, what is mastery? Mastery is being and doing so effortlessly without using conscious resources. Mastery is unconscious competency. People don't buy your product. They buy your mastery. The very first P is proficiency. This is what you know and do best, your proficiency. Second is your passion, what you actually love the most. Third is your purpose. This is who you are and why it matters. Your purpose becomes your entire message, your brand message, your marketing message, why you show up every single day. Fourth is the person who you serve and sell to. Fifth is problem. What pain do you actually solve? Sixth is the payoff. What transformation do they get when they work with you? And then process. How do you help them get it? That is the 7 Ps of mastery. And then here's the dream business framework. 5 steps. First is an irresistible offer, extracting your mastery and turning into an offer. Your low ticket offers, your high ticket offers, Your high value offers, your premium value offers, your recurring offers. The second is infinite attention. This is your traffic. You have an offer. There's people already buying that offer. The only problem is they don't know that you exist. Third is intimate immersion. Your event could be a webinar, a challenge, a book a call. Your conversion comes after immersion. Fourth is income generation. You got to make more offers. If I look at every single business I coach and consult, when they have a revenue problem, I say, how many offers did you make? And then I find out that they're not making enough offers. If they're not making enough offers, they're not generating enough revenue. Do you have enough people to sell to? They're not generating enough leads. And then why are they not generating enough leads? They have a traffic problem because they're not marketing enough. So nobody knows that they exist. If they don't have enough people to sell to, they can't make enough offers. If they don't make enough offers, they don't generate the revenue they need to generate. The fifth step of your dream business framework is your impactful support. This is your fulfillment. You have to love what you sell. Don't sell something that will enslave your future time. I want to make sure that you're selling something that one day you don't wake up hating your business and resenting your clients. I've been there. But you got to get seen. People need to see you. People need to know you. People need to like you. People need to want you. People need to trust you to buy. If there's a leak in your steps here somewhere, find out where that leak is, plug it. You either are not making enough offers, you either don't have people to sell to, or people don't know that you actually exist. If you look at me and Phyllis's timeline of our dream business, up to 24 and me 31, we were at level 1, muscle, implementation, dream job. We both combined could not reach $100,000. 2025 to 2020, we went to level 2, management, started delegating, started really managing products and people. We're in our dream career. Even though we're running our business, we could not reach $1 million. In 2020, 21, we went to level 3, where we then extracted our expertise, what we know, what people come to us for. We started educating, teaching people how to delegate and automate with virtual assistants. We created our dream offer, and then we reached $1.2 million. That's when our wealth started. 2021 to present, level 4, that's where we live now, mastery, helping people transform, helping people delegate and automate. It's not about making millions of dollars anymore. It's about helping millions of people make millions. That's our passion. That's our purpose. That's our dream business. That's why we've reached over 15 million now. We didn't make more money by doing more. We made more money by creating more transformation in others. You can't help others transform unless you have transformed yourself. This last year alone, we have invested over $950,000 in our own transformation. We walk the talk.